What is up, y'all? We're back with another video, and today we got some more Stranger Things Season 5 details to talk about. Before we get into it, definitely smash the like button because it definitely helps, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. So a couple days ago, Gaten got interviewed by the Direct, and he brings up some interesting details about Stranger Things Season 5, starting off with just, the release date of next year, which we already kind of knew about. But he's saying they're aiming for it, but it's, a big TV series, so we can definitely basically face delays. Who knows what may happen. But overall, he's saying they're aiming for next year. I hope that we get it next year just because I'm so prepared for Stranger Things Season 5, and just want to get into everything and see the story unravel and all the craziness with it. But in this interview, he talks about how, this character Dustin will have a different vibe from the previous seasons, in Stranger Things Season 5, being that he's facing, trauma, he's going through grief, he's dealing with a lot. We definitely seen that at a point that Dustin will be, going up against the Hawkins High bullies and everything. So I think that when you sit here and think about it, we already kind of knew that, but the fact that he's highlighting that kind of has me a little worried about the character Dustin, saying that it's going to be a different vibe with him in Season 5, and basically saying along the lines that when we push forward with this character that he's going to be going through a lot because of Eddie Munson, and he's going to have different arcs and everything in the story of Stranger Things Season 5. And I really want to see how this ends up being something that can motivate Dustin, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know it's going to come to that point in these episodes where that trauma that he's went through, he's going to take that for motivation. I will at least hope that will be the route that they go, just because, Dustin has been through a lot when it comes to Season 4, especially with Eddie Munson. Like I told you, I'm speculating that Steve Harrison might be a goner. We never know, though, what'll happen until we see the actual episodes of Season 5. He also tells us that this season will be starting off from the aftermath of Season 4. And I'm going to be honest, at first I'm thinking like maybe they want to do it, but now I'm starting to think, what if they start off literally from the hill scene? The hilltop scene where the crew is standing right there, they're looking at Hawkins, being burned and, just crashing. What if it literally starts from that very moment, them trying to go take on Hawkins and figure out what's going on, them going to get involved. Now that I'm starting to hear all this stuff where, Season 5 is going to go this route, go this direction, it's starting to make me think, what if they actually just kind of kick up from that hill, literally, and they're just going and trying to see what's going on. They're following 11 and they're seeing Vecna and Demogorgons through the ground, and then they go from there. That will be actually crazy, man. I think that'll be a crazy opening to see them actually just start from that hilltop scene. But I can be wrong. That's just me speculating. We do, know about a couple things with, an episode called The Crawl with Will Byers and things like that. Possibly. That's just me speculating. But I definitely can see them opening up from that very scene and just pushing forward through that and everything. I definitely think that we can see that happen. At first, I didn't think that we would, but the way things has been going now with Stranger Things and, Season 5 and stuff we've been hearing and seeing, it is definitely possible to see the episode kick up from that scene with everything going on with Hawkins, and then goes from there. We definitely know it ended off bad in Season 4, a crazy aftermath. So I definitely think that could be something that happens, but I can be wrong. Pushing forward, he also talks about them wrapping filming in the new year, and they're still filming and things like that. He said, it's been, a lot of months, but it still feels like a short time of months. I just want to feel like that just because it's the final season, so everything counts. But he's saying that they're going to wrap up filming possibly in the new year, which it does sound, like that's just the reality of it. So I hope that we can get it next year. And he's saying real stuff, saying basically like, we could face delays. You never know what may happen, especially with a big show like Stranger Things. So I definitely can see that happening. Also, he's talking about the gang will have the same vibe, like the whole gang will have the same vibe, going on their adventures and stuff like that, and just going through everything in Hawkins. So that's a very good thing to have, for them to have the same vibe they had in the previous seasons and everything, especially after what went on in Season 4 with the aftermath. But he said, yeah, we're still going to be sticking with them through their adventures and things like that. So that's great news. Also, I want to talk about the trailer release date. And I've been thinking about this, and look, I definitely think we will be getting that trailer on Stranger Things Day, just because I think they have enough footage possibly that they want to show us. And I think that we can possibly be getting that teaser trailer or trailer on Stranger Things Day. I think that's the perfect day to do it. Or just probably another one of those like behind the scene type videos to give us something, just because they just showed us some cool stuff. And with that video with Mike and Lucas, it just showed us a video with Mike and Lucas at Geek Week. So that kind of just told me, like, man, we probably can get something for Stranger Things Day. Being the trailer, I cannot wait for that trailer to come out. Like, I'm literally going to be just so stuck. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. That trailer is going to make us emotional, something. We're going to just be feeling something when we see that trailer, because we're going to know that the ending is approaching with Stranger Things Season 5. But pushing forward, I want to say this real quick. With this, hospital, we are normally going to be in a hospital just because that's where Max Mayfield is going to be in a coma. And I think that we're going to get a lot of scenes in this hospital. I think I can see a lot of things happening at the hospital, especially with Max being in a coma and her mind, her conscience being in Vecna's world and things like that, and him having control. So I can see a lot of times where she's going through things in her sleep and Lucas can help her, or her friends. I think he's going to definitely spend a lot of time with Max, like looking over her, especially with her being in a coma and things like that. So I definitely think we're going to get a lot of time in that hospital next to Max Mayfield. I told you guys, I think a lot of times we see Max is going to be with her in her mind, in her conscious. She's going to be walking around and things like that. And they're going to transition that from the hospital to Max, and Vecna's curse and things like that. And eventually, hopefully, she gets out and comes back to reality, and, she's back, like, brand new. Yeah, I think the hospital's going to play a big part for some reason. I said that in the beginning. I think that just the fact they're just basing her in this hospital, it just makes sense for her to actually have a lot of scenes in the hospital, especially with Vecna and things like that. We even saw a picture of Lucas and Max in the hospital on set. So I definitely think that when you sit here and think about everything, it just shows us that hospital is going to play a big part, especially with the cast, the friends and everything. I think it might just be something we're overlooking from season 4, and then it's going to, show in season 5 with Max Mayfield. But like I said, I think a lot of the times we see her, she's going to be in her conscious and things like that. And yeah, I think Lucas is going to be the one that's looking over her, and we might have problems at the hospital also, just because Vecna's connected to Max now because of the coma situation. But hey, I can be wrong. But yeah, y'all, comment down below what you all think about everything we just talked about in this Stranger Things Season 5 video. And are you ready for the Stranger Things trailer? Are you ready just for the episodes to release? I know I'm super pumped. Stranger Things fans, be happy. It's almost time, man. It's going to be here right before we know it. And yeah, guys, comment down below. I want y'all to hit me up on all my social medias at ILIKESCARY. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.